Welcome, Patriots. This is 00 Jericho. Another week has gone by, much more confusion and trying to keep up with everything still going on. Hope everybody's been well. Hope everybody's staying close to God and looking for discernment. Because, man, it's getting crazy out there. And I've been busy. I didn't even get to take any notes this week, so we're winging it here, but I do got some stale memes, and I got some fresh memes too. There's a lot of good fresh memes out lately about the current events, the Epstein thing being one of the main things that is going on right now. The Pam Bondi, Cash Patel, Dan Bongino thing. And I find it ironic that the MAGA people are all going, well, I didn't vote for this, and I never trusted Pam Bondi, and I never, I'm not going to vote for Trump. I'd regret voting for Trump and all that. In the meanwhile, Karen Bass, the communist, is over there in L.A. I mean, if you really want to start griping about something, that's what you should be griping about. Not Pam Bondi, not Team Trump, not MAGA, not America First. Let's focus on the communists out there, the Satanists that are in power, that are obviously have our backs to the wall and surrounded with nonstop propaganda campaigns, downright attacks, and all that, man. I mean, we are in World War III right now. And we've been there for a while, and it's a multi-front war that's going on, and we are being led by one of the most stable geniuses I've ever seen in my life. And we prayed to God about this when we elected Donald Trump to the presidency, and we gotta trust that God gave us the right man for the right job. Everything he's been doing so far is just peachy to me. The cabinet team is amazing. We are slowly but surely getting rid of the systematic removal of these entrenched Democrats from the bureaucracies of our government. The people that run things behind the scenes are another like 1,300 of them have been fired from the DOJ like just this week. These are the little victories that you never hear about. These are the little victories out that even your right-wing media people aren't bringing to your attention as they should. And instead, we're all going through this circle jerk about Pam Bondi. You know, is Trump going to fire her? I don't know. If Trump fires her tomorrow, Monday, I'm with Trump, man. If Elon comes back and teams up with Trump again, I'm good with that. I'm with Trump, and that's who we got. That's who God gave us. And I think he has more than proven himself to be true. He has proven himself to be intelligent enough to be in this position. And everything that he's performed so far proves to me that he has a plan. There is a plan out there, and they are executing it as well as can be. So a lot of these things could be misinformation, propaganda. There are, as you know, the forces that are not in power right now are desperate to drive wedges into the MAGA crowd and split us apart, right? We all know that. Hello, Deb Vi, and hello, Diana Rose Green. How you doing? So yeah, I didn't get to take notes. I've been busy all week. It was hot, but luckily I had a great place to be working at. They had a swimming pool, so life is good, When you wake up in the morning and you just, and actually I put my phone down for 3 days this week, and I highly recommend that, Patriots. I highly recommend putting a space between you and your phone for a day or 2 or 3, if you can get away with that, and enjoy the silence, Enjoy, come back into the confidence that that we're in God's hands, that He's directing all this. It's going to happen whether we're there screaming or not, whether we're there protesting or not, whether, God's going to make this happen if we rely on him to make it happen. God is our vengeance, When God routed the 185,000 Syrians against Israel in the Old Testament, they didn't have to do anything. They just had to listen to their leader, who I think was Gideon, and break the pictures that he told them to put over their torches. All right, the whole army's probably going, what the heck is he talking about? We're going to march into battle with torches with pictures over them. All right, okay, God said to do this, so we're doing it. And sure enough, they march off. When the shout goes out, they break the pictures. Their torches light up on the side of the hill. And God swoops down and puts confusion in the camp against the Israelites back then, and decimates them, makes them kill each other, literally. So that's what that's kind of in my prayers every day. Make their foot fall into snares and traps that they set for me. And and then kick back and watch God work. It's amazing. It's beautiful. And I think it's how God really, really works, man. So I hope y'all are doing great. I hope this transmission is receiving in a functional way. It looks good so far. So I got a lot of good memes, and let's just get right to them because I really don't got much to talk about. The Israel PSYOP continues. There seems to be a fight for the meaning of MAGA right now, but we're solid. We know what MAGA is. And just know, if you're a libtard, that there is hope that you can become a recovering libtard. But just like, for the rest of your life, you're going to have to understand that you are a recovering libtard. And, it's just like being an alcoholic or something. You can never go back, or you're gonna fall into that rut again, just like alcoholism, right? If you take one drink after 20 years, man, it's real chancy, because you could fall right back into the old habits of your addiction. And I'm thinking this libtard thing is kind of like an addiction, isn't it? What else do we got? We got the Texas flooding thing that happened here. There's a lot of weird stuff that I just found out about that. And it appears that there are some AI-generated images that were taken to show us the devastation. Now, if the devastation is that bad, do they have to show us altered images of that? I don't know. I don't know what's going on there. And I just saw footage of a truckload of girls getting rescued out of the camp there. Some of the girls that we were being told were stranded there and missing in action. Somebody just found footage of 15 or 20 girls. It kind of, on a brief preview of that, it looks like those are the girls that they were showing us their pictures of, but I don't know. We got to be really diligent, man, about what information we're getting, and then check it out. But I don't know if you guys see what's in this picture or not. I didn't see it at first until the guy who presented this to me showed it to me. But what's wrong with that truck? That right there is a computer-generated image of a white truck sitting on a debris pile, okay? And the reason you can tell it's a white truck is because there is no white truck in existence that looks like that. That's the front end of a white pickup truck, and then there's another pickup truck morphed into it in the opposite direction on the back of it. This is obviously a computer-generated picture, but it was one that was broadcast showing the devastation of what has happened over there in Texas, man. And there's another instance here, and I don't know. This is a photo that was taken from the U.S. Space Station on the evening of July 4th. So this would be Friday night. And this appeared from space. Okay, these lights over in the right-hand upper field are cities. So you understand that you're looking at this from way high up. There's actually an arm of the space station there in the lower right-hand corner. So this is supposedly a photo that was taken, and this is, scientists are saying this is a weird form of lightning that can happen. But as you can see, this thing goes miles into space, and it was right around the time of the flood. I do believe that this was after the flood, though, because it was Friday night. But just very odd occurrences, man. And then there is some weather modification information that has come out pertaining to that flood in Texas, where they were doing cloud seeding in the days and weeks prior to that, right in that area. So everybody is talking about weather modification now. It's a fact. There's patents. We weren't off our rockers when we were presenting this information 10 years ago to people, even though everyone called us whatever they wanted to call us. I won't even say the word anymore because I'm sick of it. But they can obviously alter the weather. And if they can alter the weather, I got something else I want to show you. If they can alter the weather, okay, I'm having trouble finding it. If they can alter the weather. And here's the guy that owns the weather company. You know, the weather modification company is this daunting, or this gallant young man with with a mullet. You know, I mean, it's another one of these. I can't believe this guy runs a multi-million-dollar company, just like all the multi-million-dollar companies that evolve out of military projects. But when you can make it rain in Texas right before a flood, but you can't put out wildfires, doesn't that make one wonder? Doesn't that make one wonder? And there are plans. Some people have dug up some plans that they want to do the 15-minute city deal down in that very area in Texas where it flooded. There's talk of it. There was no written up plans about it there. Oh, and I heard Maui's got fires burning again. So it goes back to Lahaina. Remember Lahaina? You can make it rain. Okay, that's great, you know. So why wouldn't you make it rain on a forest fire? Why would you let forest fires burn for weeks without making it rain on there? I'm sure cost is no option with our government, right? It's just weird. It's just odd, man. And it's odd. I mean, we got this Karen Bass. She's a card-carrying communist in L.A. as the mayor of L.A. We got this guy that's going to be running for mayor, maybe, in New York. It looks like he's getting some blowback right now. But these communists are emerging, you know, and they make it sound like, democratic socialists. I'm a democratic socialist, you know. So these socialists across the world have killed more people worldwide than any other government. Governments are the ultimate mass murderers, and when you put the socialism in power as your government, this is the kind of thing that's happened. This is documented proof. And I don't care how you dress it up, how many party hats you put it on, how many balloons you blow up and celebrate, how many rainbow colors you put on it. This is what the democratic socialists are telling you is going to be good for our country. They are off their rockers, man. Totally off their rockers. And it's horrible. It's horrible. These people are so brainwashed. They're going out and protesting in favor of that, in favor of that. So as long as Trump is pissing you off, I'm happy. Oh, what's that divide? There's a major fire at the Grand Canyon. Ooh. I haven't heard that yet today. I spent most of yesterday and today trying to catch up because I did take 3 days off, and I get a little frantic, I might have missed something. And I did. I missed a lot. But everything's still running, I heard Dan Bongino's going to possibly quit. There's been an ICE raid. Okay, here's something. I watched a couple of Tucker Carlson interviews that were excellent, and a Joe Rogan excellent interview. Tucker was talking to a journalist in Maine who has been documenting and investigating the Chinese drug cartel takeover of the state of Maine. So Maine has legalized drugs, mushrooms, weed is legal in Maine. And what's happening now is that the people growing the weed in Maine are Chinese drug cartel people. And they basically put everybody else out of business because it was an easy target to acquire there in Maine. You can buy all the stores in a town, slowly shut them down, and then you're stuck with one store. They did the same thing with the grow operations. They are dumping illegal chemicals. It's pretty horrendous. And if you've got time, sit through that Tucker Carlson interview with the dude from Maine and hear all about it. It was shocking. Tucker Carlson is now located in Maine, and that is where his house is that he does all his podcasts from. And the ICE raid that just happened in California, is on a similar note, is being run by a cartel, obviously, because they were using child labor with no parents. Some of these children under 18 that were there working were not with their parents, helping their parents work. And turns out that many of them were undocumented workers, man. So I've been saying it for years, ever since they started legalizing weed in states across the nation. I lived in Washington 15 years ago when they legalized weed. And for about a year it was cool. And then the weed that you started getting at the weed stores was super potent, way more potent than I like. And it was almost weaponized. And now you compound that with the fact that you don't know if it was grown in dirt, or you don't know if there were pesticides used on it. I didn't know the grower. I didn't know if there were government regulations on all that stuff yet. And the quagmire that, once again, the governments create quagmires out of everything they touch. So I would suggest, if you're a pot smoker, grow your own, Then it came right out of the dirt, just how God intended. It wasn't treated with flavors and, nutrients, weird nutrients. It was, and just do it yourself. If that's what you like to put in your pipe and smoke, man. It looks like the first couple of alligator Alcatraz planes have arrived, buses have arrived there at the Alcatraz. And of course, 5 other states have submitted, have gotten into talks that they would like to open up one of these containment facilities. They are not concentration camps. They're nothing close to being a concentration camp, but these are holding centers, so these illegal aliens can get due process. So the idea is there will be many states that will have one of these deportation centers in their states. Florida is the first. Trump flew the thing about opening up Alcatraz before Alligator Alcatraz even opened. But it turns out that's going to cost a lot of money, take a little while till that's up and running. But in the meantime, some Republican-led states are saying that they wouldn't mind having one of these deportation centers in their state, and that's what we need to facilitate. So at this point, 1 million illegals have self-deported, which is what they should do. That's the easy way out. And what an easy way out that is. What other country in the world would put up a system like that for people who entered their country illegally? And then there's other countries in the world that are saying, we were using El Salvador's CCOT Center for this. I think we still are. And then here we got the cannibal tribe in New Guinea confirms that they're willing to take 5 refugees a week for us. So I think that we could, take them up on their offer, and we could have like 5 refugees per week, await their trials and their due process over in New Guinea. I think that would be a great idea. That's all the countries in the world coming together to help us out with our problem. I think we should give them tariff relief for such a benevolent offer. Thank you, New Guinea. And I'm sure Trump is thinking about that. So we got the Pam Bondi issue going on. What is going on? I can't even begin to explain what is going on with this. It's weird, but it could be a play. And it is ironic that all of a sudden, libtards everywhere are screaming for the Epstein client list. So Trump is mega stable genius. And one way you can tell that is already in his first 6 months now in office. Right, Cora? They got to bring barbecue sauce. Oh, Corey, you got me on that one, man. Oh, what was I talking about, man? Oh, the stable genius Trump, man. He gets the libtards who are the climate is dying. Electric cars are the future. Biden actually made a law. Everyone's going to have to buy an electric car by 2030. And Trump got libtards to burn electric cars. Trump then, a couple of weeks later, got every libtard in the country to call him king on his birthday. I just thought that was, incredibly genius. And now he's got every libtard screaming for the Epstein client list. And there are so many good memes about this. Of course, this is a spoof off of a movie. That little light there is the mind eraser. And we're just supposed to forget that the Epstein client list was right on Pam's desk, and now it doesn't even exist. So we're getting into some strategery here from Trump, and I think we're getting into some wordplay stuff with Trump. And we're possibly in control of the list now. I mean, that's a possibility we have to consider. Somehow or another, all the Congress was brought around. I mean, none of the Democrats voted for the big, beautiful bill, but there were some stalwart Republicans that all of a sudden, insisting they weren't going to vote for that, have voted for that. So there must have been some kind of leverage or pressure brought upon them for that. And Trump, it may be somehow that's all legal. We don't even know yet. We don't know the law. Is it legal to traffic kids on Epstein Island? Is that a U.S. territory? Is that Who polices Epstein Island if he owns the whole island? And I mean, there's all this stuff. I'm not an attorney. We just assume that the people we put in power have taken care of for our safety, for our children's safety, for to keep corruption from rising its ugly head upon us. We just assume that they're doing the right thing, and they have not been. That is one thing we've proven over and over again to ourselves. And we were told that we were told 6 months ago that they were gonna release the Epstein files, but the prison video of Epstein's prison cell didn't exist. Okay, so now in the last week, we have just found out that the prison video does exist, but the Epstein list doesn't. So here is a shot of the jail cam on the night that Epstein died at the New York prison there. And I don't know who this person is, but Epstein just killed himself. That's what we're being told. Trump kind of came out and made fun of a reporter for asking about the Epstein list, and then he put out a lengthy Truth Social post about it. And in it, he calls Jeffrey Epstein the man who never dies. So we'll have to just see what goes on with that. I mean, what would be the ultimate? I mean, we're thinking ultimate scenarios right now. The ultimate scenario would be that Trump pardons Ghislaine Maxwell, and all of a sudden, Ghislaine and Jeffrey Epstein come walking up to the White House under that big, beautiful flag in the front yard and walk into the White House with Trump. I mean, would that not cause a major scramble of the 98% of D.C. that is currently, the 98 of D.C. that will fall, according to Julian Assange? We'll never know. We will never know. All right, here's some other things that we can maybe talk about. This is well, first of all, I'd like to give a shout out to Hayden Music Page, where I get a lot of these memes. They are a great source. They are a good daily view. He is consistent with putting out a video every day of the freshest memes and the current events in the news. And he clips newscasts and goes to TikTok and gets influencers and puts together a great, relevant show of about an hour long every morning. So check out Hayden Music Page. And then that's on Rumble, because YouTube would have no parts of that. And there's also another channel on Rumble called Weekend Warrior. And they just put out a video. He just put out a video about the anomalous Texas flood information that has surfaced lately here. And then this list right here that we're looking at is from Wolves in Finance. This is Zach. Zach is a great patriot who came down to Freedom Corner with us, covered the J6 issues, extensively interviewed Brandon Fellows, and he puts out a weekly news show or weekly topic video that's usually pretty good. I'm thinking 95% of his videos are excellent, and he puts out a new video every Sunday. He is on YouTube and Rumble. Again, his name is Wolves and Finance. This is off of his release today. So far, we've had an exhaustive review of Jeffrey Epstein. No further information will be released. No client list, no evidence of blackmail, no third parties involved. Jeffrey Epstein killed himself. So looking at these 6 items here, it becomes very obvious of one thing, and that is that the entire Congress everybody involved here is compromised. And we only got people at the top that are fighting on their own. So until the departments are flushed of the enemies of America, I think this is the play that needs to happen. Let's just let it slide, and we'll deal with it on a day-by-day basis, I believe. Oh, right on. Cora's already tuned in to Hayden. Awesome. That's awesome. Weekend Warrior kind of puts out, he puts in some really sketchy stuff sometimes. I mean, stuff that is obviously not true. I think he just throws it in there to be, I don't know, be funny, I think. I think he's being funny when he just throws that in there. Let's see, the Pam Bondi in action figure. It's the new Pam Bondi in action figure. Is out for now, man. So I don't know what's going on with the Texas thing, man. Things don't add up, though. And like here's one topic that this will make you wonder, Top photo is what 85-mile-an-hour winds can do, They can blow over telephone poles, roll trailer homes across the field, But then at the same time, they're telling us that Earth is spinning at 1,000 miles an hour. And why don't we feel that? Why does it feel like the Earth is spinning at moving at 1,000 miles to you guys? It doesn't to me. And judging just by the senses that God gave me, when you tell me that the Earth is spinning at 1,400 miles an hour, it's just, I gotta lie to myself and go, okay, if you say so. You guys are smarter than me. I like science when it's pretty easy to understand. Hey, what's up, Sure and Ready? Good to see you, buddy. Good to see you too, Cora. Love you guys. And like I said, man, we've been in World War III for quite some time. There are hundreds of thousands of us dead right now, dead and dying. The enemy, we are the enemy of these people. They are so cowardly. They won't show our face. They won't show their face. They won't just attack us head on, man. And it's silent weapons for quiet wars. So many of us have lost people to fentanyl. So many of us have lost people to the jab. Many people are still dealing with that, the health repercussions. And then now we got RFK. He's coming right out and saying it, man. Right out and saying it. That these vaccines, they are going to reevaluate the vaccine system. The information that RFK released this week was that the hepatitis B vaccine, which is kind of a new vaccine, I mean, that was not one I had to take. And when they started giving it to babies, I was scratching my head, but, I'm not a doctor, so I didn't have an opinion on it at the time. But apparently the babies that got the hepatitis B vaccine had a over 1,000% rise in myocarditis in babies. So it's just it's insane. And think about it: when you got a baby that weighs 10 pounds and you're giving it a vaccine, what is the proportionate dose for a man? You know, when they were given the let's see, I got a photo. They were giving the vaccines to people. You could drive right up in your car. Remember this? They had the drive-through vaccine set up for us. And there's a needle with the injection in it. And the ones I saw them putting into babies' arms weren't any smaller than that. So what were they up to? What were they doing? Was World War III being waged on us back then? I think it was, Patriots, and we're finally waking up. But as this meme clearly states, it's easier. It's very easy to fool someone, but it's almost impossible to convince them they've been fooled. I think Mark Twain said that originally, man. Let's see. Oh, we got Elon with his America Party. And what does Elon do? He puts a guy from India in charge of the whole America Party. So I don't know if this isn't a bad idea. This could be one of the plays. This America Party could be set up to give independents a bigger party, a bigger platform. And it could be used to peel off some Democrats that are waking up out of the party. They can't just, like you say, it's easier to fool somebody than to convince them they've been fooled. But maybe they can step into the America Party before they just go full-blown MAGA, you know. There's no reason why every American should not be a Make America Great patriot. Why wouldn't you want to make America great, man? Hello, Astua. How are you? Good to see you, man. And yes, the people want change. There's a lot of really funny memes about Elon and the Indian that he put in charge there. A lot of really funny ones, but we'll just touch on that topic with that one right there. Let's just have a little laugh here. Every family has that one kid. And Elon is still on a roll with really cool posts on his on his X page there. This is one of them. Of course, you know that's Chuck Norris. And as you can see, we got like libtards in the chat. You don't got to be a libtard all your life. You can become a recovering libtard. I don't know what you're so worried about a flagpole for. Trump's got a big, beautiful flagpole at his house. That's my favorite flagpole right now. And I think Trump needs a ballroom now. Definitely needs a ballroom. And Chuck Norris memes have been around forever, but this is one I haven't seen yet. I think I like it. He can take you over with one pawn. Yeah, they're there for entertainment, Cora. Gotta have some knuckleheads. It's just fun to block them. Here's an idea. How about late-term deportations? We do have illegal aliens that go back 30 years. 30 years they've been living here. I've known some of them. There have been some amnesty programs that some of them have taken up on, but a lot of them haven't. They haven't even bothered with that. They figured out they were getting away with it forever, and they were. The governments, Republican and Democrat, have allowed this to continue in somewhat of a controlled manner, but it has been taking money out of our pockets. It's been taking jobs away from a lot of us that work in the, the blue collar fields. And some of these illegals have skills. They work hard. They sure do, man. But we have a real system, a normal system of work visas that you can get involved with and come to America and work and send the money wherever you want. But a lot of the illegals that are here are working and sending all their money back home to support people at home. Libtard News was trying to tell me that they just arrested a man who's been here for 30 years. He's been working for 30 years. He sends his money back to his wife and kids, though. So this guy's been here for 30 years, and he still has a wife and children that he hasn't visited or lived with in 30 years. Their stories are just really hard to accept as truth because it doesn't really make sense. It doesn't make sense at all. Here's my new favorite quote to leave as a comment under some knucklehead's comment in chats or on videos. Just, hit the reply button and just tell them, you sound vaccinated. You definitely sound vaccinated, libtards. It's affecting your mind. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. Gavin Newsom is butthead. TV is a predictive programming, and Beavis and Butthead came out when? Back in the 70s, and it was just getting us ready for Gavin Newsom. Yeah, you sound vaccinated there, lift tire. Whatever that means. Bye-bye. Okay, it's ironic how Big Pharma coined the word quack for people who promote natural healing, when the word pharmaceutical comes from the word pharmakia, a Greek word, which translates as sorcery, witchcraft, or sorcerer, which meant one who uses poison to manipulate and control others. Oh, it's right there in front of you, patriots. It's right there in front of you. All you got to do is learn something. Right there in front of you, lift tire. Get your pharmaceuticals from the sorcerer, from the witch doctor. Get them now. Believe what they tell you. Literally, pharmaceutical comes from the word pharmakia. Hi, Donna Ray. We're still here, Patriots. Still here. Today is the anniversary of the miracle of July 13th last year, when God let us all know that this man, God's hand is on this man. The way the wind was blowing, the turn of the head, it just came out that they knew about this shooter. A year later, we're finally finding out that the Secret Service did know about this shooter before they apparently let him get shots off. It was not, they were aware that there was a sketchy guy there with a rangefinder and he was moving around the crowd. And actually, we've been told that investigation has been shut down, of course, because the murderer, the lone gunman with 7 phones and a spotlessly clean apartment with one of his dad and mom have the most expensive lawyer in Maryland or whatever. The lone gunman there did it on his own. So they've stopped the investigation. But they've just reprimanded 7 Secret Service agents that were working out of the Pittsburgh field office there. And Trump more or less put a restraining order on one of the agents and said, do not ever let her around me again. And it is not this woman in this picture. It's another one of the Secret Service agents that was there that day. And they have officially swept the name Maxwell Yarrick under the rug. But I'm here to keep that name alive. Maxwell Yarrick is who I believe the shooter is. And Maxwell Yarrick is why they incinerated the body of the gunman without telling anybody within a week after that, and hosed all the blood off the roof there. Maxwell Yarrick is the son of somebody who owns an explosives plant. His van was found in the Pennsylvania area around Butler, PA. Lots of information was out a day or 2 or 3 after that shooting, but it has officially been swept under the rug. And just like the Epstein list information, we find out that the corruption runs deep. Once they all agree to hide information, we don't see it for the light of day. But we got to know it is out there. We got to know that Trump is working against them. And he is winning. This might be a little hard to see on your phones. Trump's had a couple of really good posts on Truth Social. This one left me scratching my head, thinking, well, what's going on here? On my way back from Texas and watched in disbelief as thugs were violently throwing rocks and bricks at ICE officers while they were moving down a roadway in their official vehicles. Tremendous damage was done. Yeah, you've probably seen this footage by now. Windows were smashed. The vehicles were all dented up. They were literally throwing rocks at these vans. And here at the end, Trump says, I never want to see a car carrying a law enforcement officer attacked again. Authorization immediately granted for arrest and incarceration. Thank you for your attention to this matter. And I find it ironic as to why I thought this was already illegal to throw rocks at an ICE vehicle, to throw rocks at anything. You know, so why does Trump have to give immediate granted authorization to go out and arrest these people. So this is an elevation. A couple of shots were actually fired at some ICE agents. Arrests have been made. Charges are being applied by Pam Bondi. So that's what Pam Bondi's working on. Pam Bondi's working on the rigged election of 2020. Pam Bondi is working on the Russia hoax. Pam Bondi is working on the J6 thing. And we got another libtard in the chat. Well, there you go, Patriots. Enjoy them while you do. They're all really worried about my community service from my stint in D.C. And now they're getting rude. Now they're just getting rude. We all know what happened there with the J6ers, Wolf, whatever. They were literally attacked with flashbangs, rubber bullets, pepper spray, and the cops there attacked the women. You know, that's because that's how they are, man. And just so you all know, my memes are not my memes. They are memes that somebody gave me. They create these things to be seen. There is no copyrights on these memes. They are purposely meant to be in the public domain and to be spread around. So if you like them, if you see one you really like, if you see one that really applies to one of your friends, take a screenshot and send it to them. Memes go a long way with getting an idea across with very few words and a picture. It's kind of how we've been programmed, you know, with cartoons, to receive short bursts in our short attention spans, to receive information, to make you laugh. Laughter is a good remedy it's good access into the mind of people. If you can make them laugh at themselves, and you know, then it might be easier to understand that you've been brainwashed, hypnotized, lied to, and it's not your fault. It was done by people that hate your guts, that hate our country. I hope I got this other meme Trump put out here about the Epstein thing, because this is... No, that's the Texas one. Oh, I got a good meme for anybody that has cats. I thought a lot of you Patriot ladies and guys, some of you are cat people. I'm not a cat person. But it's okay if you are. And this is probably why you guys are cat people. Because, man, we're under attack. We've been taking hits forever. We've been on the ropes. And we're not getting violent. You know, we're not violent people. We believe in law and order. We believe in God. God will be our vengeance, and it will be glorious, and it will be sweet. Because he does it for us, you know. They're going to set traps for us that they themselves are going to fall into. God's had many examples to show us that in the Old Testament. He's going to make their walls fall down. We don't even got to pick up a hammer. We don't even got to pick up a sword. God does it for you, man. So cats can make you feel, you know, less murdery. And I do not have that Trump post, man. But in that post about Epstein, he's talking about, why are we still talking about Epstein? And he calls Epstein the man who never dies. And I just thought that was ironic, and it got us to thinking about how Yeah, there's evidence out there that that body on the gurney that came out of cell 242 or wherever he was is not Epstein. So we'll just sit tight, enjoy the show. Popcorn's getting a little old, but, and there is a lot of work to do. In the meantime, we got to keep our jobs, keep the payments made and all that. But there's always work to do, and we got the people in power. And God, we trust in God. Reagan said, how do you tell who's a communist? Well, it's someone who reads Marx and Lenin. And how do you tell an anti-communist? It's someone who understands Marx and Lenin. I thought that was very poignant, man. Micro Wolf, you got Siberian Huskies. They are vicious, man. So feel free to report the trolls, patriots. Sometimes that helps really good. Report them to YouTube, even though that's probably where they work. They got little geek jobs behind computers at YouTube or something. Here's my neighbors. You guys remember the plague that wiped out the Amish because they don't vaccinate their children? Yeah, me neither. In fact, COVID didn't even hit the Amish. Got a couple of good never forget. Never forget. Governments are the all-time leader in mass killings. No mass murderer has ever come close to achieving what the communist governments have achieved. How they have turned neighbor against neighbor, father against son, son against fathers, all across the world. It's one of the most despicable things God could ever imagine, and that's exactly why they do it, because they want to offend God. Yeah, me neither, Michael Wolf. No vaccine here. So I'm hearing rumblings that there is some type of other warfare going on against us. That, they're too cowardly to let us know they're attacking us. So just some things to be heads up about in case we're all getting... I've been having some weird symptoms of, just physical conditions like sneezing, just random sneezing. I don't know if it's allergies or what, but I definitely sneeze more than before. And I think it helps to talk amongst ourselves to find out if we're being affected with one of these other, if the 5G things are zapping us, or if there is stuff in these chemtrails that is physically attacking us with symptoms and things like that. I do honestly believe that if we're trusting in God to keep us healthy, that it doesn't matter if they release rat poison out of those chemtrails, we're going to be protected. And that is the depths to which these enemies of America will go. But never forget it. Never forget what they did. Here's another, never forget. Everybody that went to all the guys that went to the No Kings rallies, here's what they were all doing 5 years ago. They were going out drinking with their friends, And they actually submitted to this type of treatment at a bar just to be able to hang out with their friends. They thought this was fine. They went and spent money at businesses that did this to them. There's stores around here that I have not been to since this all happened, mainly because they told me to leave their store because I didn't have a mask on. Right on. Hey, Jay Jones. Good to see you, man. Yeah, a bunch of sheep. They went in there and did this. They had to walk in with a mask, I'm sure. There were arrows on the ground that told them which aisles they could walk down. They were told where to sit. And they thought, this is what we just got to do. Because they don't believe in God to take care of their health. They just believe it. They gulp it down, the Kool-Aid. I was lied to into getting this 5G phone because they told me my 4G flip phone wasn't going to work, you know? They lied to me. Imagine that. Imagine that. So we are being told that the prison video now of Epstein's jail cell didn't exist. But now we're being told that it does exist, but there's 1 minute missing from it. And Pam Bondi told us that there's 1 minute missing from every day that they record with this live stream recording in this prison block right here where Epstein was. There's 1 minute of missing video. So it's like this built into the system where they got 1 minute any given night where they can go do whatever they want in there to whoever they want. And there have been some analyses of this video, and you can't really see Epstein's door. None of these doors are Epstein's cell. There were cameras that you could have seen that, but they were all turned off. This was one special camera on the cell block. Just weird. I, really wouldn't spend much time thinking of talking about it. And here's my message to the libbies. There are many who may feel they are not ready to let go of the old ways of being, who may at this time lack understanding of the shift unfolding and wish for things to stay the same. However, allow us to tell you that everything is about to shift. You can move along kicking and screaming, or you can trust the divine plan. That is humanity's ascension, and focus on love, peace, and joy. Everything is about to shift. What you are witnessing at this time is the breakdown of false systems and beliefs created by dark entities of the Matrix and amplified by humans. The collapse of an illusion you've lived in for thousands of years. As these old structures fall away, a new reality is beginning to emerge. One built on truth, awareness, divine light, and love. And this is what belief in God is. This is what belief in the Son of God laying down his life for our sins. All man has sinned. Everybody has sinned. Nobody is worthy. But the Son of God himself came to earth as a man, laid down his life, shed his blood on this earth to redeem us so that we can have a relationship with the one God, the one built on truth, awareness, divine light, and love. Hello, Sunkist. How are you? There's something to think about. Is everyone talking about Jeffrey Epstein out of the blue? Perhaps that was the point all along. Remember, waking up the masses is a process, not an event. There's a reason why we need to make these people understand that they are under the influence of liars and communists and Satanists. The deplorable things that they did on Epstein Island to minors is abhorrent. What they were doing to them children out on that pot farm in California was deplorable. Those are the true deplorables. What they're doing up in Maine, taking over the legal marijuana projects in all kinds of states up there, and putting all the mom and pop businesses out of business up there, is hideous. We have to wake up the masses and let them understand what is going on. Not an easy thing. I wouldn't have gone through the struggles to make it happen, but Trump team has determined that that is necessary. The timelines of trying to awaken others are expiring. This is for you, libtards. For the ones on the ascension journey, we say the window to guide others toward awakening is drawing to a close, as each soul must now walk the path they have chosen. The soul must awaken, not by force, but by inner readiness. It is time to focus your energy on people and events which are in alignment with your path. Pay no mind to the retards out there that are just they seem to be hopeless. We have been preaching to them. God has been calling them to our live streams, to our lives, to our protests, to our vigils. And every time we give them a witness that God loves them, Jesus died for them, they can join up anytime they want, and they insist on their gullibility. They insist on their blindness. And the time is not forever. Those times close. It's not unlimited. Every minute of every day is a gift. And your gift may end when you walk out the front door today. Accept Christ as your Savior. Jay Jones, glad to have you, man. I just realized that you're one of the best mods out there, brother. I'm glad to have you. Thank you for accepting. Thank you for your attention to this matter, Jay. Here is something just really ironic, man. The boomers all saying, I can't believe I wore bell bottoms. And I can't. I guess technically I'm a boomer. Gen X says, I can't believe I wore my hair like that. The millennials go, I can't believe I was goth, emo. And then the Gen Z is going to be saying, I can't believe I cut my... Notice the progression. That's progressive, isn't it? That's what the progressives have done to us. Sunkist and Jay, hey Priscilla, I didn't get much notes taken, so all I'm doing is going through the memes for the week here, and if you guys got any relevant info and you want to throw it in there, just feel free. Good to see you, Priscilla. And here's like what I was saying about World War III here. World War III isn't coming. It's already here. Your food is poisoned. RFK is pointing that out. Your water is toxic. Your weather is weaponized. We've just had 10 instances of that in the last 2 years. Your medicine is used for genocide. Your entertainment brainwashes you. Your leaders lie to you and laugh. And they keep you busy surviving so you never start living or fighting back. It's a genius plan, and it's slow. It doesn't work overnight. They've been at it for 50 years. But here we are. World War III is here. It's an unconventional war. God has given us unconventional talents. And keep using them, patriots, for what you can. Oh, no. Pamela K says, please continue to pray for Texas because there are more downpours today. That is horrible. That was a tragedy down in Texas there. And yes, Netanyahu visited the White House this week. There was a really odd picture that Trump took with Netanyahu where they were standing together. You know, your typical shot of here's Netanyahu at the White House. But in the background was a picture of Jackie Kennedy, like standing right over Jeffrey Epstein's shoulder. And now that the FBI concluded Jeffrey Epstein blackmailed 0 powerful people, you have 100% confirmation that he was blackmailing the most powerful people on earth. Oh, thank you, Sunkissed. Thank you for posting that. Yeah, like and share this out so we get this word out to more people. Feel free to share the memes and take screenshots of them, send them around. Hey, remember how nothing about the stupid shoe bomber story ever made any real sense? The guy who had a bomb hidden in his shoe that he tried to ignite by lighting a fuse with a lighter. And everybody just went with it because very serious people on their TV said this happened. Do you guys remember that? I remember that. What was that? That was 15 years ago at least. It's been happening for a long time. Still waiting on everyone to wake up. Because they're all in on it. They're all in on it, man. I know we got some good ones in there. Jay Jones reporting new evidence of 7 cloud seeding companies in Texas. NOAA gives them permission to spray. They got contracts. That information just came out the other day. We met the CEO of one of those companies. He admitted to seeding clouds right in the area that Texas got hit on July 4th. Yeah, right, Cor. I remember that every time I got to take my shoes off at the airport. Right. That's why you got to take your shoes off. Because some guy had a bomb in his shoe. And really all it was for 15 years was a humiliation ritual for everybody who wanted to fly on a plane and be free. I did hear, though, that Kristi Noem has just rescinded the order that everyone has to take their shoes off. So you can keep your shoes on now. It's okay. And then we're getting into this AI stuff. This is interesting. This one's deep. I think we're just going to let that sit there without commenting about it. No, Pamela K. Trump could not really strip citizenship from Rosie O'Donnell, but boy, did he trigger him with that, didn't he? I think we all know the president can't just randomly strip citizenship from anybody. That has never happened if you're a citizen of the United States. Trump is saying, though, that if you're a naturalized citizen and you hate this country, that you start promoting socialist and communist ideas here in this country, that he's ready to consider deporting those people too. And the guy who won the Democrat primary for mayor in New York City is one of those people. So that he can do. But you can't just strip Rosie O'Donnell's citizenship. Even though we wished he could, right, Sunkist? So I don't know if you guys noticed the little smiley face there at the bottom. This is somebody who's talking to Grok. And if it's all true, you know, and that's one of the things we got to be open to be examining about. Yeah, right, Ricky. People are waking up. I'm seeing a slow change out there. It's so slow, it's agonizing, man. And there's us and them. And I pray that their time is over. Yeah, right, Jay. Poor Ireland. And that's what Trump said. He says, well, if Ireland was willing to take her, I guess we can try deporting her. Another one of them make you wonder things. You all arrested a praying grandma at the Capitol, but won't arrest a man who raped children on Epstein's island? Weird but true. Totally weird but true. When politicians say, support our troops, what they really mean is support our wars. Yeah, Gunther's a thinker there, isn't he, Sunkist? He pulls facts from decades ago and just weaves them right into the relevance of today. And this is exactly the bill of goods we've been getting sold all the time here, is that we got to go to war to do this or do that. And all these wars are over on the other side of the world. They cost us billions. They cost us trillions of dollars to play that game. And it's a crime that's against us, against our sons and daughters. Hey, Kentucky, how are you? We're doing okay over here, man. How are you? Right on, Jay Jones saying our J6 or Jenny McCombs at the J6 Road Home down there in Texas is doing an amazing job supporting the rescue efforts. And God is blessing her. Awesome. Awesome. Everybody's jumping in where they are. And I just saw a clip of Dan Bongino saying some things, and it's kind of in this vein of truth here. If you stay silent and fail to rock the boat in this war between good and evil, your life might be easier, but your children's won't. So let's just stay buckled in here. Let's see how this whole Epstein thing plays out. There's probably a reason behind it. And it is odd, the deafening silence from the Democrats about this whole issue. And I mean, just take a step back and look at what's going on. This is why we stand up. We want to make our country great again. We want America to be first. And I think we're repeating now. This is a meme from a while ago there. So let me clear the screen and we can say goodbye to everybody here. Thanks for joining us here at 00 Jericho. We're just trying to stay buckled in, stay plugged in. We still love our country. We are taking hits left and right, but we still got everything going on, man. We still got our jobs. We got our families. We're still enjoying our families here. Yeah, Pamela, things are happening on a daily basis here, and changing, you know. So we're going to roll with the punches just like we always do. And it is interesting, Jay. It is very interesting what's going on there. Dan Bongino is a great social media guy there. And I don't know if he's more effective as a social media guy or as the deputy at the FBI. We'll have to see. And I'm sure Trump's going to put him where he needs him, right? And there was a big event, TP USA's down in Tampa today or yesterday. I think Friday, Saturday, and Sunday they were down there. It's wrapping up today. So there hasn't been a whole lot of like Trump posts or news conferences or anything, just a couple here and there. Definitely, anytime Trump says something, listen to it, because that's ultimately the only verifiable source that we've got to inform ourselves of what's actually going on. Trump ain't going to lie to us. He may troll the libtards, and we got to understand, have discernment when he's doing that, like with the Rosie post and things like that. But I couldn't be happier at this point, man. We were in dire circumstances during that last administration, man. And really what's important is that we fix these voter rolls, we clean up our elections, we find out who rigged that 2020 election and tried to rig the 2024 election. And according to Trump, that's what Pam Bondi's paying attention to right now. And everything surrounding the election of Joe Biden, man, none of it makes sense. 81 million votes doesn't make any sense. They're already inflating the amount of votes that Kamala got in the 2024 election. Like when she won that election, when they called the election, Kamala had 65 million votes, right? Well, now when you look up the records, it says Kamala got 72 million votes, okay? Another impossibility, 7 million votes out of nowhere, so that if they try to rig another election, it doesn't look as crazy. Barack Obama got 65 million votes, and then he got less. He got like less than 65 million votes. You know, Hillary only got 65 million votes. I mean, it's very consistent. The Democrat voters, their numbers, but all of a sudden, when FJB runs, he gets 81 million votes. Really? 16 million more than the Black Messiah Obama. It's impossible. There ain't no way that's true. And then when FJB steps out of the race and Kamala runs, she gets only 65 million votes. So it's right in our faces, man. I mean, right there it is. But we're dealing with people that have been fooled, and it's just really hard to convince them that they've been fooled. But we have to have a united front when we go to prosecute this, because it is treason. It is anti-American treason. These people are enemies of America. They've killed people. They've pilfered us. They've pilfered our treasures, and we don't have justice. We don't have justice for Ashley Babbitt. We don't have justice for Bart Shively. They killed him. They killed him. And it was a long, horrible death, man. And we got a lot of battles. We got a lot of fronts. It's an amazing thing right now watching when we were at the Gulag protesting to get the J6ers out and got them out. They're out there now, okay? We did our duty right there. And I try to just separate myself from their operations, what they want to do. It's up to them, and it's between them and God what they want to do. Like Jake Lang and Robert Morse. They're all working on different avenues. They're all doing different things. But they're all on the team. And we got them out. God got them out for that reason. And it's a beautiful thing watching them all go, man. Some of them are running for positions in the government. Some of them are starting organizations to help other people. The gal down in Texas, she's helping the Texas flood victims down there. So it's a beautiful thing, Patriots. An amazing family that we got here. And I really appreciate the fact that you guys come around and check this out every week. And we'll try to stay up to date on what's going on. Try to have discernment so we don't lose our minds here and stuff. Yeah, the storm, I think, is here right now. This is the storm. And the J6ers are an amazing group of people, amazing, committed. They didn't just go and cower after they got released from prison. They are still out there fighting for this country, for us, for America. All right, Patriots, that's it for today. I'll come back again in a week and hopefully have some good, fresh memes for everybody to like and share out. And God bless you all, Patriots. I love you. This is Jericho. Over and out.